Welcome to the Circle Grace One's spiritual and metaphysical internet radio network. This is the Francis Revels-Bey show, and it's Monday, June 17th, 2013. Approximately 12 p.m. we start this show, and right now is 12:01 p.m. Mountain Standard Time right here in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Well, I hope all of you dads had a great Father's Day yesterday. I hope all of you spiritual teachers, spiritual fathers, godfathers, grandfathers, great-grandfathers, uncles, had a glorious time with your family celebrating Father's Day. All you single dads, all you single moms who had to always wear both hats, and many of you still do. I hope you had a splendid day being honored. It is an honor to be a father, whether you have a child through natural birth or adopted child, or maybe like myself, where you are a spiritual father to many. And so, this whole day yesterday was a day that I had with my spiritual family, and I really enjoyed my sister Vernell, her husband Billy, and her son William, and we just had a great time. This was one of those special days. Um, if you had a chance to see number 42, you got to go see it. That's the amazing story about Jesse Jackson. Not Jesse Jackson, excuse me. I don't know why he came into my mind. Maybe I have to say a prayer for him. Of Jackie Robinson. And it was a great movie. And if many of you have seen the black and white movie that was done, I believe, back in the 50s, that Jackie Robinson played himself. And still they left a lot of things out that had happened to him. So this movie left a few things out, but it was still quite poignant, to the point, and poetic, to show you that, Jackie Robinson went through a lot to attain his goals, to be representing humanity. One of the things I want to talk about today is, this is entitled Circle Grace 1. This is episode number 20, Decree, and It Shall Be. And I'm going to correct it because I had to shorten the title down a little bit, but it is Decree and It Shall Be. And so, or just say decree it. One of the things that we want to do before we get started is start with a basic opening prayer, and such as this: through divine power and by divine grace, may anyone who listens to this show, if you're listening to it live or you have an opportunity to hear it later in the archives, may you be blessed by it. May you find blessings and gems of grace, awareness, and remembrance. May you find understanding and compassion within today's lesson and broadcast. May you be able to also, impact many people within your immediate circle, your spiritual pod, your spiritual community, within your family, your circle of friends and relatives. May you be able to share wisdom with them. May you be able to walk also upon the path of light and have it expanded and become more of your true self, your divine self. May you also walk it with gratitude and be thankful for everything that has ever happened in your life. Even those things that were difficult brought you to who you are today, in your awareness of who you are today and how you're even growing more so. So, amen, and so shall it be. Be known that you shall prosper in many, many ways. Just be a blessing to yourself and to others. All right, so we're starting here, episode number 20. And since you heard me mention Jesse Jackson, I wasn't thinking about him, but Spirit dropped it in. And so, for those of us who knows who he is, he started Push, the organization Push, back in the late 60s. So may we just send him a blessing out to him and his son, Jesse Jackson Jr. No matter what struggles that they're going through, things that may have happened to them, life happens in different ways through our own choices and decisions and thoughts that we have and feelings. So release a prayer of forgiveness on their behalf, whatever they might be going through, and know that the universe will move them into the proper chambers of awareness, compassion, understanding, and remembrance, and it's all divine. Amen. So what I want to talk about today briefly is the power of decreeing. And most of my shows sometimes center around that. And so when we have the power to decree something, we're actually having that opportunity to bring it into existence, into the material, physical plane. And what we want to understand is that everything leads us to a greater awareness, a greater understanding of the power of the mind, the power of our intentions, the power of our feelings. And when I say the power, the energy that's behind it that you might feel in the end result, but the divine force that is behind it, the essence of spirit that is there. And what we want to understand is that those things that we are looking to accomplish in our lives, we have to have a plan, of course, a very clear plan, and sometimes alternatives. Because as you know, the life is like one big gigantic stream, and it's energy, it's thoughts impressed into that energy. And if you're not on a higher frequency with your thinking and with your feeling, and in your intentional patterns of energy, you will find yourself kind of at the bottom with the lower thought vibrations, which deal with negative thinking, negative feeling, doubt, illusions, fear, expectations of things, and then things not manifesting because maybe you're just not seeing it clearly. And so many of you also are aware I talk about meditation, prayers, affirmations, and decrees. Now, that's one big square, but it can be also a pyramid if you want. And you're at the top of that pyramid. Or you look at it as the universe being at the top of that pyramid, and you're the reflective end of that pyramid. So you're in the state of being inspired, but at the same time being in the state of aspiring to. In other words, reaching out into the spirit as it is. And so, briefly, what is a meditation? Well, meditation is the act of finding your center of being, your center of who you are. Being in what? Being in the presence of God consciousness, divine source, universal energy, universal resources, to put yourself in the heart of that energy and to know that you are there. More simplistic answer is listening to the divine, listening to the God presence, the divine presence that's there, that has all of the answers. And the divine presence has so much clear patterns of energy on many different levels. We might see it like the scientists say, atomic and molecular structure. Can you imagine all of the infinite thoughts creating these beautiful sacred geometrical patterns that are floating around you? And these are different thought processes, be it a phrase or word, a feeling, a thought. Yet it is of a divine nature. So we want to be aware of that. And this highest point, the highest realm of meditation is to be able to sit in absolute silence and feel the presence, be bathed in the divine presence of I am. The divine presence which is universal, which is embedded, and which is prospering abundantly in each and every one of us. So it's that time of going into that silent chamber, that secret chamber, which is no longer secret. Everybody has the silent chambers on the inside. There is also, in addition to silent meditation, there's an interactive meditation or guided meditation. And I like to do a lot of guided journeys because I can feel the presence of the energy behind the words and the feelings, and that guided journey. I used to do journeys that were lasted 45 minutes, and then go out and into the audience who is sitting in a circle with me and give these spot readings. Not many people can sit very long in meditations like that. So then I shorten them to 30 minutes. Then I shorten them to 20. And now I keep them around 15, 20 minutes because the energy is very intense yet very fulfilling, overflowing with a lot of joy and excitement. So it makes it easier now, especially when you have larger groups or you have the right setting, the right type of people who are thinking and being open positively, then they receive very good information. And this is information that can be picked up on one's spiritual essence fields, the unified fields that we are seated in when we come together, spirit, angels, ancestors, totem guides, whatever you want. All of that energy is right there. So there's like two forms of meditation: the silent meditation and interacting. Maybe being led through a guided journey of sorts. Or maybe use music as a form of meditation, interacting that way with plants or crystals. These are different ways to meditate. There's prayer, which is then speaking your intention into the ethers around you, into the universe. Prayer in the old Southern spiritualist communities, prayer is talking to God, have a conversation, as Mr. Neil Don Walsh says, a conversation with God. So it's the same, your prayer is you're communicating intimately with all of creation. And when you realize it, you are in essence speaking, even though you may not be making the words audible, but you are releasing energy just through thinking of the words and sentences or phrases. And so, but what you want to understand is prayer is not begging, not pleading. Prayer is your ability to say what is in the heart and know that in due time there's immediate response, but in due time. Many things may have to go on first before everything falls into place, as we say, all the right ingredients. Then there are affirmations, and affirmations is making the truth that you already know about and the truth that you want to be presented with, making that firm within yourself. That's what an affirmation is, the act of making something firm. You already know that it's a truth, but now you're making it firm by repetitive thinking, repetitive prayer, repetitive meditation. There's also going out into the world and acting out that prayer, acting out that meditation, acting out those words by affirming. Then, as you affirm the divine source, is also, which is recognizing that divine source, recognizing that there's elements of that divine source in you, or we say holographically, it's in you. Then you establish a stronger relationship with the divine source, that which you're having that intimate contact through prayer, that intimate contact through meditation. And then there is decrees. A decree is a spiritual authoritative statement where you know exactly what the truth is, you understand what the truth is, and you know that it is in existence. And this is why I use the word manifest and materialize. Manifestation is, it's already in the spirit. It's already in the ethers. Worlds, we understand, overlap. Parallel universes overlap. So let's say you're here and you don't have a car, but in that world that's overlapping yours, there's a car, brand new car. Or maybe there's a home, or maybe there's a promotion, but you can't seem to see it or feel it in this physical presence, but in the ethers overlapping you, passing right through your current physical stream, is that opportunity already there. And so when I say we decree a thing, We decree it and it shall be. There's no doubt in your mind. There's really nothing for you to expect. Just to know that it is already there in the ethers. And through proper alignment and trust, faith, inner joy, gratitude, everything, it materializes. It becomes concrete in your life. So these are the things that we have to be aware of when it comes down to decreeing. Because you're speaking about something, about an event, an experience, an opportunity that already infinitely is in existence, passing through you, through your auric field, already around you, has already happened, and you're just now like an intake breath, bringing that into fruition, bringing into a full materialization in your life. So you want to be aware. Now, what you also want to be aware of, my friends, my family, spiritual family, we always talk about it all the time, is you have to get rid of the lower vibration with you. The lower vibration is your fear and your doubts, any illusions, any anger, frustrations. Maybe you attempted to do this before and you stopped doing it, but didn't realize you were very, very, very close, about the width and breadth of a hair length. That's how close you were. Then you see it happen, but then your heart's not there because, you got frustrated along your path. So you want to remember to continue to raise your vibration. Sometimes that means being around people who also have high, clear, positive vibrations, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and physically. Maybe you want to, as my family I've been doing, decluttering all over, just declutter. Because what you see outside yourself is from inside. The outside things that we see are the reflection of the inside energy. So if you got clutter outside of you, there's clutter on the inside. So what are we saying here? Don't beat up on yourself. Don't do that. Don't devalue yourself. Don't do that. Really work on getting clear with what you're thinking about and what you're feeling. What I used to always go over years and years ago is what is in your thought should be the same that's in your heart. And when those two are in absolute alignment to each other, when they're absolutely in alignment with each other, then what you'll find is everything that's in the spiritual realm around you starts to show up faster into the material plane in which you find yourself. Sometimes people talk about, why am I sick all the time? Well, if you're worried sick, as they say, worried sick, fatigued, overly tired, your body is telling you, get some rest, go to bed early, do the things you need to do so we can be fully attuned to our plans, to our goals, and to the excitement. We can enjoy it as it comes to us, the process, the journey. So we got to listen to that physical body. That physical body can tell you, don't overeat. Give me fruits, give me veggies, give me fresh fruits and veggies. Juice it. I want to juice it. I want to receive it. I want to receive the enzymes as fresh as they come. We have to listen. So in order to work in the process of decreeing something into our lives, decreeing opportunities and events, we have to really get the emotional body clear and the mental body clear. And it helps you lighten your physical load around you so you can have the necessary energy to recognize it, to see it, and draw it in. Use your inhalation to draw something to you, and then use the exhalation to expand that intentional thought out into the universe. Expand that affirmation out. Expand that meditation. Expand that prayer. Expand that decree, the energy of it. Why? Because if the energy field around you is much more open, you stand a better opportunity to seeing that which you have asked for through your heart to come to you, to be present in your presence. So what I've done here, I've selected a few affirmations and decrees, and with the time left, I'm just going to read them off to you. I have about 5 here, and I'm going to read them off to you. And when I read them off as an affirmation, then as a decree, and then we'll close out the program. If you'd like to be in touch, just email me at iam.circleofgrace1@yahoo.com. That's with the number 1 at the end. Or Bishop Francis, BISHOPFRANCIS at circleofgrace with the number 1 at the end.net. You can also contact me through Gmail, iam.circleofgrace with the number 1 at the end at gmail.com. All right, here's the first one. I affirm it is time to renew and transform my mind. I am no longer devaluating and placing limits on myself. I am truly worth more than I know. So, now instead of reading those 3 lines, here's the decree. I decree it is time to renew and transform my mind. I decree I am truly worth more than I know. So you're telling the universe, you're accepting that as an affirmation, and it's going to happen. Here's another. I affirm that I know what I desire, and I know that I shall have it. I remember who I am and what I am embodying. In other words, being in the body, putting into me, embedding it. And it shall become that. Or you can always say, I affirm such and such, such and such. So you can say, I now decree that I know what I desire. And I know, as I decree it, that I shall have it. I know and I decree that I shall remember who I am and what I am embodying within me, and it shall become that within me. It has to be in your body through your whole makeup before you see it in the physical. Here is 2 more or 3 more. I affirm that I am a spiritual sentient being, and through me the divine source shall express itself. Now you can decree it. I decree I am a spiritual sentient being, and through me the divine source shall always express itself. In other words, you've opened yourself up to the divine. You're a part of the divine. Here's another one. I affirm that I am being centered and rooted in the silent chamber, which is the heart, where I and Mother Earth are one voice. You're affirming that. Here's the decree. I now decree that I am centered. I decree that I'm rooted in the silent chamber. I decree that the silent chamber is my heart and is where I and Mother Earth are one voice. And the last one. I affirm I am healthier. I affirm that I'm abundant. I affirm that I'm prosperous, wealthier, and wiser in every way in every moment of my life. Now here's the decree. I hereby decree I am healthier, abundant, prosperous, wealthier, and wiser in every way in every moment of my life. So can you envision writing out an affirmation? Just say, I now affirm. When you say now, you're putting it in the present moment. And that's all that you're acknowledging is the present moment. When we put all of our energy into the present moment, then we begin to expand our awareness and expand our energy field called the aura. And through that recognition to affirm something in the now, in the current moment. Current means the energy of the moment. then you are able to feel it so strongly that you can decree it, and it shall be. So you want to be able to do that, be able to grow in your awareness with that, and acknowledge your divine connection. See, if you acknowledge all that is divine around you, you are setting up a intimate communication with everything that is around you. Now, as you set it up like that in your conscious awareness of that, then you begin to remember that in your consciousness. You begin to accept it and embrace it totally without reservation. I mean, you're not holding anything back. Then you come to that point, come to that awareness where it's all right there. So this is what you want to be able to do. You want to bring it all so it is right there. And when you do that, you make it possible. That's right. You make all things possible. Nothing is impossible. See, we were taught the word impossible means it can't happen, but impossible means I am possible. The I am makes it all possible. The I am possesses the energy to create it, to bring it into being. So this is what you are doing. You're allowing yourself to grow in this awareness of your divinity, your true self. You're a whole part, a perfect whole part of the divine. You're not separated, never been kicked out of the universe. You've always been a part of the universe. You've just been willed into position to experience it in this particular galactic part of the universe. You're here to make it happen. But you don't realize you don't have to make it happen. It's been already happening. That's the beauty of what we're talking about today. That which we are seeking is already in motion. We have to come in touch with it. Here's a perfect example, a very simplistic example of what I've been talking about today. Because we're talking about decreeing it. Think of whether you got to take mass transportation, drive, or walk to your nearest location, like a supermarket area or a mall. And what I want you to put into your thinking, into your feeling, is a sale. Now, you're not going to look it up on the internet. You're not going to get a newspaper. But put it in your mind that there's a sale out there for you that you want, a bargain. It can be anything. Let's say, to keep it in a simplistic manner, maybe it's a bathing suit, maybe it's a pair of shorts, a pair of jeans, a dress shirt, a casual shirt, a hat, or a watch. But you're going to find it for the price. I want you to take a moment, just meditate. Let the first figures come up in your mind. Let the object that you're seeking to come up in your mind. And then decree it. Affirm it and then decree it. I affirm that this particular place I'm going to has what I'm looking for the right price. And I decree that it's there for the right price. Then get in your mode of transportation and go to it and know that it will be there. All right. Thank you so much for listening to today's show. As we put on our theme song here, I want you to know that I love you and I appreciate you coming here, listening to my live show, Francis Revels-Bey show, for the Circle of Grace One Spiritual Metaphysical Internet Radio Network. If you'd like to be in touch with me, you got Skype. I'm on there as Brother Francis Revels-Bey, REVELS-B-E-Y. Always can give me a call at 972-685-5978. That's the Skype. Email me at iam.circleofgrace1@yahoo.com. Bishop Francis at circleofgrace1.com. iam.circleofgrace1@gmail.com. Well, until next time, remember that divine grace is a blessing. You're alive and well, you're aged and remembrance. See you next Monday.